Now we will talk about a chromosomal aberration or chromosomal mutation. There are four types: deletion, duplication, translocation, inversion. To understand that, let me just give you one small startup so that you can understand this concept very well. First, let me just draw one chromosome. This is the centromere, and let us assume that this is the short arm of the chromosome and this is the long arm of the chromosome. Short arm of the chromosome is called as PR and the long arm is called as the QR. Got it? P and Q. Very easy actually, because in the alphabet P comes first, later Q. Correct? So P is small compared to Q. So small r, short r. This is the long or large r, that is Q. Easy, right? Okay. Now let us consider this is our chromosome number 1. So for chromosome number 1 there is another chromosome, that is homologous pair. Okay, so during meiosis or during crossing over, what's going to happen? The chromosome number 1, that is will mix, will come very close to another homologous chromosome, that is the pair, and they actually share the genetic material and we call it as crossing over. Correct? Okay, so that is the natural mechanism during meiosis. Now I am going to use the purple color and let us imagine this is another chromosome. Let us just name it as number 3, the chromosome number 3. So for chromosome number 1, this chromosome number 3 is non-homologous. It is not homologous because both the chromosomes are entirely different. So this is the short arm, that is P, and this is the long arm of the chromosome number 3. During meiosis, what if instead of crossing over taking place between the homologous pair, that is 1 with 1, 3 with 3, what if 1 mixes or crosses over with number 3 chromosome? That is, crossing over is taking place between 1 and 3, abnormal, right? So that will lead to abnormalities in chromosomes, abnormalities in chromosome. Okay, so this is very important. Let us see what is this deletion. There are two types: terminal deletion. The other one is interstitial deletion. Okay, so to understand this, what I am going to do is, let us just assume that these two are non-homologous chromosome. Non-homologous chromosome. It is understood. Non-homologous. Let me just number it, and that means these numbers are considered to the genes. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. How many genes are there in the P? Are 5 genes are there. Let us go to the chromosome number 3 here. Let me just write 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Again 5 genes are there in the chromosome number 3, that is in the P arm, short arm of the chromosome. Okay. The genes are entirely different. If I draw the homologous chromosome for the chromosome number 1, that should be exactly morphologically and genetically same. That means I should write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly right. Correct. Okay. So it is not required now. So let us just ignore this. Let us take only one chromosome. Okay. What is this terminal deletion? Okay. Now this is 1 and 2, which is in the terminal side of the PR of the chromosome number 1. Okay. So what's going to happen is, now this 1 and 2 is now deleted. That means the entire segment of the chromatid containing 1 and 2 genes is now deleted. It's now deleted, removed. So this is terminal deletion. Are you getting my point? This is terminal deletion. That means chromosome number 1 has lost 1 and 2 genes. Got it? Number 1 and number 2 genes is lost. This is terminal deletion. Interstitial deletion. What is this interstitial deletion? Let me just redraw the same chromosome containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 genes. Okay. Interstitial in the sense, let me just remove this segment. This particular segment is now being removed. This is now deleted. It is now deleted. Okay. So that means I need to redraw it again. Let me just write 1, 2. Chromosome or gene number 3 is now deleted, removed because of the deletion of a segment in the middle of the chromatid arm, that is interstitial. In terminal means here, the terminal side of the chromatid, the genes are now removed. The entire piece of the chromatid is now removed. Okay, we don't know what's the fate of that removed piece. It may join with some other chromosome that is also there. That is like anyhow, we are going to talk about in translocation. Okay, just remember it. So what's going to happen if the gene or some segment of the chromosome is deleted, it results in diseases, disorders in human being. Okay, because that particular gene has a specific function in the human being. Okay, so we have understood these two now. Example for interstitial deletion. Hope you know what is the second one. Interstitial. That is, a chromatid piece is removed from the middle of the chromosome, not at the terminal side of the chromatid. Got it? So middle of the chromatid. Example is in the chromosome number 5 of the human beings. If the interstitial deletion has occurred, that means some genes are now removed. So that human will suffer from a disease called as Cry-Du-Chat syndrome. You may get this question. I am going to post one picture of Cry-Du-Chat syndrome person. That is because of the interstitial deletion of the chromosome number 5. In the chromosome number 5, in the middle of the chromatid, the genes are now removed. That is because of interstitial deletion of the chromatid. Got it? So that is Cry-Du-Chat syndrome. So we go to the duplication now. Okay, so let me just now again I have to draw this. That means I need to write 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 genes. Okay. So duplication. What's going to happen now? Now the same gene, that is number 3 gene, I am going to consider gene number 3 or segment of the chromosome where it contains gene 3 is duplicated. That is, it is repeated twice. See, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Got it? So that is duplication. Some good example for duplication is, you see bar I in Drosophila. Just note this. Okay. Example for duplication of the chromosome or chromatid segment which leads to bar I in Drosophila. I will just post the picture if I get it. Okay. Next is translocation. Okay, what is this translocation? Now we have to consider non-homologous chromosome. The first one is translocation itself. Okay, now I have to consider this non-homologous chromosome, that is chromosome number 1 and 3. Okay, so here we have 5 genes and here also 5 genes in the different non-homologous chromosome. It is understood. Let us just imagine there is a deletion, that is crossing over is taking place between the two non-homologous chromosomes. Crossing over is taking place between non-homologous chromosomes. That means, let us just assume that this particular 4 and 5 gene containing segment is now shared to this chromosome, that is shifting. Got it? Shifting. 4 and 5 now joins 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it? That is, this chromosome PR is becoming shorter. Okay, it is becoming short. Okay, so let me just write now. Now this has been, blue color. I should have used blue color. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is now shifted to the chromosome number 3. That is another non-homologous chromosome. So it has gained extra 2 genes. That is abnormal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it? This is translocation. Translocation. Now reciprocal translocation. What is this reciprocal? Now reciprocal means the crossing over is taking place between non-homologous chromosome, but they are sharing the segments of the chromatid. Okay. Now again I am going to erase this. Let me just redraw it. That is chromosome or chromatid containing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 genes. This is normal now. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, normal now. Okay, so they are going to share during crossing over between the non-homologous chromosome. Let us just imagine the 4 and 5 segment is now deleted, or it is now removed, and it's going to join 9th and 10th position. So that means 4 and 5 here. So 9 and 10 genes come here. That is sharing of the chromatids between first and third chromosome. Got it? Equal. Okay, the sharing is equal here. That is called as reciprocal translocation. The mixing up of the chromatid between the two non-homologous chromosomes. Actually, between the two homologous chromosomes should take place, but here between the two non-homologous chromosomes. Very good example for reciprocal translocation is, let me just write one disease called as a cancer, chronic myelogenous leukemia. Please copy this. Leukemia, it is also called as CML. Why this leukemia occurs? let us just write this chromosome as chromosome number 9 and this is chromosome number 12. So I am changing the chromosome number. Okay, so chromosome number 9 and chromosome number 22, what's happening? The reciprocal translocation is happening. That means the segment which is now present within this 22 chromosome, that's 22nd chromosome, is shifting to this chromosome, that is the 9th chromosome, and the segment is now shifting to the 22nd chromosome of the 9th chromosome. So equal sharing of the chromatid is taking place. This is abnormal, which is also called, so please remember, chromosome number 9 and chromosome number 22, which leads to chronic myelogenous leukemia, which is nothing but blood cancer, very dangerous. Okay, it is also called as, let me just write here, Paul Adelphia. Just remember, polyadelphia. Just remember, this is also called as polyadelphia, which is chronic myelogenous leukemia, which is translocation. Now, very important for your competitive examination, that is inversion. Okay, let me just erase this portion. Hope you are getting my point. Okay, so we just write one chromosome. Now, this particularly inversion is taking place within the same chromosome. So here different, that is non-homologous chromosome. In this case, within the mutation as a chromosomal aberration is taking place within the same chromosome. Okay, so this is now chromosome. Let me just number it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll write one more. How many genes are there? 10 genes are there within the same chromosome. What is this now? Paracentric. Okay, see this particular segment, see the entire thing is nothing but the chromatid, right? So everything is chromatid. This is another chromatid of the same chromosome. Now I have to consider only this chromatid. I am not taking the centromere. Now this particular portion of the chromatid is now bending, that is 180 degrees. Okay, it will bend and now comes to some other segment. It will come into contact with some other segment of the same chromatid. Let us now imagine the 1 and 2 genes now, because of the bending of the chromatid to this side. So now I will write 1 and 2. So here what is there? I think 4 and 5. See, earlier 1 and 2 genes were here because of the bending of the chromatid without involving centromere. So I have to write, this is sharing of the genes within the same segment of the chromatid without involving centromere. That is paracentric. Inversion. See, earlier 1 and 2 genes were here, but because of the paracentric, that is without involving centromere remains the same. Because of the bending of the chromatid within the same segment of the chromatid, what's going to happen? There is a replacement of the genes. That's it. See, that is also leads to abnormality. That is paracentric. Now pericentric, you can imagine now. So let me just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let us consider this as any one of the chromosome out of 46 chromosomes. Okay. So now this entire chromatid is now bending to 180 degrees. Okay, so let us take 1, 2, 3. 1 to 3 genes containing segment now comes into contact with 8, 9, 10 gene containing segment. So what's going to happen? So there is a sharing of the genes is taking place, or sharing of the chromatid is taking place. So 1, 2, 3 comes to this position, and here 8, 9 and 10 goes to this chromatid area or position. Correct? So this is pericentric. Pericentric means here centromere is involved. Yes, because sharing of the genes is taking place, or sharing of the chromatid is taking place between two different chromatids of the same chromosome. Yes, but in this case within the same chromatid. That's paracentric. This is pericentric.